Now, how much prison time have you done?
Add it all up, only probably a couple, like 3-4 years altogether.
3-4 years out of how many bids? How many times have you gone in?
Probably, we talking about between prison and county and juvenile and everything, or just prison?
Prison, either just state prison or federal prison.
Just like a year and some change. 2 years.
But you've been in and out of the system?
All my whole life, I've been either in prison, in the county jail, or in Department of Corrections, or on house arrest, ever since I was 12, all the way until 2022. So, yeah, my whole life,
Why, somebody watching this, right? If somebody's watching this and they've had a jail experience, let alone a prison experience,
right,
I'm sure it's something they never want to experience ever again. You doing that several times and going through the system several times, one watching this interview would question and be like, well, why does he keep going so many times?
Because you
don't you think you would have learned your lesson, quote unquote, the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time?
I think just as a criminal, man, with your criminal mentality, you just feel like, I'm gonna do it better this time. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna get away with it this time. I know what I did wrong last time. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's probably just that mentality. You know what I mean?
I see.
But you gonna get caught eventually. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. And my life ain't nothing but proof of that. You know what I mean?
Now, true or false, you were facing 100 years at one point?
True, facts. I can show the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? I was facing dealing cocaine, dealing controlled substance on 2 different counts. Dealing cocaine is a Class A felony where I'm from, you know what I'm saying, which carries 25 to life, you know what I mean? And then I had a Class B dealing controlled substance, which carries 6 to 20, you feel me? And then I had 2 of those. Then I had a Class C and a Class D dealing marijuana. Class C was another dealing controlled substance, Schedule 1, 2, and 3 narcotic. And then I bonded out from that. And then I was out on bond for that, and I ended up getting caught with another like 10 pounds and a pistol and a pound of mushrooms and some more pills, some crazy shit. I was 18, man. It was my first charge as an adult, you know what I'm saying?
And you were facing 100 the first time, or?
No, after that. After the second time I went back, you know what I'm saying? Because they was like, oh, you think this is a game? Like, shit, you already facing 25 to life on this A, you know what I mean? 6 to 20 on this B. I had A, B, C, D felonies, and then I bonded out on it, caught another B, another C, and another D. You know what I mean? And so that's when I was facing 100 years. All that shit added up together. You know what I'm saying?
And this was at 18 years old.
Yeah, 18. You know?
How does someone beat 100 years?
Shit, I wouldn't really say I beat it. I'd say more the police was just trying to, they were just trying to ramshack me. You feel me? They were just trying to throw anything at the wall and whatever stick, that stick. Like, they got me to plea out to 7 years. They got me to sign 7 years of my life away at 18 years old. You feel me? Like, without going to trial. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, they feel like they won. But at the end of the day, I feel like I won. Because, you know what I'm saying, I went in there, did my little time, and came out with money still buried. You know what I'm saying? So, shit, been balling ever since. I'm still driving Bentleys and riding private jets. You know what I'm saying? So.
Now let's talk about the process of that. Now, the first time you bonded out, was it a large bond? Because it was your first time as an adult charge?
It was only 10,000.
Oh.
So.
10,000 that you had to put, which was 10%?
No, or 10,000 then 10%. So it was
okay.
only, well, it was 10,000 at first, and then I went and gave my lawyer that 10,000. Instead, this for anybody that's fighting the case. Okay, if your bond is $10,000, right? Don't just go bond out with the $10,000. Give your lawyer the $10,000. Have him go to court for you. Fight your bond hearing. you feel me, to get your bond reduced. You feel me? Get a bond reduction to where you can get your bond down to like $2,500 or something, you know what I mean? And then get out on that, you got the rest of the money for your lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you're going to bond out, then you're just going to have to take that $10,000 bond receipt to your lawyer and hope that your lawyer takes your bond receipt. You know what I mean? Which he don't, if you got a $10,000 bond and you give your lawyer your bond receipt, he don't even get to keep the whole 10 because lawyer fees, court costs, all types of probation, all that shit's gonna come out that 10 G's out of your bail. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that shit's all types of little technical shit. But you know about all that shit whenever you've been through it 1,000 times, you know what I mean?
So you bond out the first time, you get in trouble again. Do they give you another chance to bond out the second time, or are they keeping you in there?
At first, they wasn't trying to.
So no bond at first?
Yeah, no bond. And then, once again, I paid my lawyer another 15, or actually another lawyer, because it was a separate case, so I had 2 cause numbers. So I had to get a different lawyer since it was a separate cause number. Paid him, Terry White, $15,000. Gay Scott Thanks, $10,000, you feel me? Then he got my shit, ended up getting my bond reduced down to $100,000, $10,000 cash. You feel me? $100,000. So I only had to pay $10,000 cash to get out.
10%.
So I bonded out again. So I was out on double bond. You feel me? And fighting them cases from the outside and shit. And I think that's a lot of the reason why I got, you know, good time too, was because I was out on the streets fighting it. You know what I mean? So I had a lot more room to wiggle around and shit.
What were the attorneys thinking, this being your first and second charge as an adult? Did they, and you were being thrown 100 years, or facing 100 years, did they think you were going to be able to get a plea deal out of it? Did they think, hey, we should take this to trial? What was their thinking?
They was like, you should just take like a 20. And, you know what I mean? Like we'll be able to get you like 20 years, you know what I mean? So at first, I was like, all right, fuck it. And then I got to thinking about it like, man, fuck it. If I'm assigned 20 years, let them, fuck that shit. You know what I mean? I'm fighting that shit. You know what I mean? I'm fighting that shit. I'm not going to just give you 20 years of my life. You feel me? I give you 7, I give you 10 if you got me dead to rights. You know what I'm saying? But I had some wiggle room too, you know, on the case. I had a little bit of action. You dig what I'm saying? Which means I might have could have beat it. You feel me? I had money. I had all the shit right. You know what I'm saying? They actually came in with a warrant for somebody else and caught me with all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was some other shit going on too where, you know, they was just trying to railroad me basically, you feel me? It's such a small town in Indiana that they can do whatever the fuck they want. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I had to get the fuck up out of there. As soon as I got out of prison, off parole, all that shit, I moved. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay. The lawyer thought you were going to be able to get away with 20. You wanted to fight it. What ended up happening? Did they try to?
Man, we went all the way to trial. Shit, the date of the trial. Well, we kept on going back and forth. First, they was
Did they request a speedy trial at all?
No.
Okay, they didn't.
I was getting for a motion to suppress and all that shit, suppress evidence, getting all the evidence in, and basically they was like, shit, take this 20 years. You feel me? And I was like, hell no, I ain't doing that shit. Told them I wanted to fight it. So they came back, the DA came back with like 10 years or something. You feel me?
And this is right before trial started?
Yeah, right before trial started, probably like a week before or something. They was like, shit, okay, well, instead of 40 do 20, we'll do 20 do 10. You know what I'm saying? The first plea wasn't 20 years, it was 40 do 20 years. Oh. You know what I'm saying? It's halftime in Indiana.
I see.
So if you get 40 years, you do 20 of it if you do good. You know what I'm saying? So they was like 40 do 20. I'm like, hell no, they do the 20 do 10. I'm thinking about that one for a sec, but it's so close to my date, you know what I mean? I'm like, no, fuck that. They come in the day before, they say 10 do 5. Take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying?
The day before trial.
Day before trial. Now, mind you, I'm facing 100 years. So even though, but see, I'm seeing them fold back to back on it so much. And my lawyer's really telling me like, oh yeah, you got action. You know what I'm saying? So then when it get to crunch time, the trial actually gets set up. I go walk in. We ready for trial. My lawyer's in there, you feel me? We ready to go. The jury's getting picked out. They already picked out and shit. And motherfucking, the DA come across the table and slap a motherfucking paper on my lawyer desk. He come up to me, he like, hey man, last chance, 7 do 3.5. I'm like, shit, which would be, the way it's set up, it'll be 6.5 years do 3 and 3 months. And then you can even get it more cut down than that. You know what I'm saying? By doing shit, programs in there, drug rehabilitation programs and shit like that, which I did, you know what I mean? And then just pay another $10,000 once you get close and you finish them programs so you can modify your sentence, you know what I mean, onto the streets, back on the probation or parole or whatever, you know what I mean?
And you took the deal.
Yeah, hell yeah. It was a good deal, you feel me? I ain't have to tell on nobody or no shit like that. I never tell, you know what I mean? I never take a deal like that, you feel me? But like, shit, it's okay to take a fucking plea deal. That's a plea bargain, you feel me? As long as you ain't telling on nobody or getting nobody else in trouble, you feel me? You just admitting to what you did wrong and saying, okay, since I'm gonna make it easy for you, you gonna make it easy to me, you feel me? Which means like, shit, I'm gonna make it easy for y'all. Y'all don't gotta spend $80,000, $100,000 taking me to trial, but then that means y'all gotta take it easy on me and give me a light sentence. You know what I'm saying? So, cause they know I had a chance of beating it, you know, at the end of the day.
So when do you actually have to physically go in? After you accept the plea deal, and it was the day before trial, when do they have to actually take you in? And
then they set up sentencing.
A
sentencing hearing, which was just like 2 weeks later, a week or two later. So
pretty
basically,
fast.
Yeah, I had like a week or two to shit, tell my family, tell everybody shit, give my mama my, you know what I mean, bands, give my people my, you know what I mean, all the bands and shit like, here, take care of this. I gave motherfuckers like 20, 30,000 to drop my mixtape while I was in prison. I dropped Marijuana Ain't 2 while I was in prison, you know what I mean? Put the money to the side, you know what I mean, while I was still out. Put like 20, 30,000 up, and then they dropped it while I was in prison.
How long did this whole process take from the moment you were charged to the actual sentencing? How much time? A year? Year and a half?
About a year and some change. Year and 3 months.
Looking back at your whole experience with this charge and everything, did you make the right decision? Do you feel like you still could have taken it to trial and beat it? Or do you feel like...
I feel like I feel like I got blessed. I feel like God was looking after me, bro. I feel like, shit, that's the only way I got up out of that. Because on the real, like, bro, they had me. They had me. I had a little bit of action just because the way that they got their warrant was for somebody else. So that when they kicked my door, literally it's for somebody else, and that somebody else wasn't in there. They wasn't even in there at all. Not even by the time I left. They stayed around for a while, the person still wasn't there, never had been there. So, you know, that's the only play I had. But other than that, they caught me with the dope right hand, like red-handed, you feel me? Like I was in there with cocaine in my pockets and my fucking cabinets and my fucking pistols and AR-15s and all types of shit, you know what I mean? So, yeah, they had me dead to rights. Shit, I was blessed to get the sentence I got, even with the money I spent on lawyers.
A lot of money on lawyers.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
When it comes to choosing a lawyer, any advice on that? And you were able to fight the case.
Yeah, well, shit, I was lucky
from the outside.
See, in the city that I was in, it's Indiana, so it was smaller. You feel me? So like a bigger case, that same case in L.A. And see, I live in in between L.A. and Atlanta now, so I be in bigger cities. But like, if I would have had that same case in L.A., that shit would have cost me 100 G's to fight instead of 30. You know what I mean? That shit would, same case would have cost me 100,000. So shit, that's one thing. You feel me? Which I had it, but I wouldn't have been dropping no mixtape after that while I was in prison. You know what I mean? Shit, I was only 18. You know what I mean? I only probably had like a couple 100,000. You know what I mean? So shit.
Any advice on choosing a lawyer? Somebody watching this going through something?
Man, make sure, bro, don't go off with your homeboy. Don't be in the county jail and everybody talking about so-and-so's a good lawyer. Oh, so-and-so got so-and-so off this case, bro. Everybody's case is different, bro. Everybody case. If you really been in the system, you really been to prison, you really been in all this shit, hustling, shootouts, indictments, all this shit, you know everybody case is different, bro. I don't give a fuck. Me and you could go in the store. And not only that, bro, the racist shit, all that shit comes into play. Everything comes into play. You know what I'm saying? Your uncle might be this motherfucking might fuck the clerk. You know what I'm saying? Or you never know. It might be your cousin, your whatever. So everybody's case is different, bro. You just gotta look at who got the best track record for winning cases of your kind of case too. You feel me? Because it's dope lawyers, it's traffic lawyers, it's tax lawyers. You feel me? So don't go get a fucking tax lawyer and you sitting here fighting a motherfucking distribution ring. You know what I'm saying? Case, you gonna get your ass smacked like an idiot.
Well, that's also a generic term, is criminal defense.
Exactly.
So there's different types of lawyers that are good at different things for criminal defense.
Most definitely.
Okay. Because people deal with murder, people deal with
Exactly.
drug trafficking.
So you got
people
your
deal
murder.
with manslaughter,
Yeah.
people deal with rape and
Exactly.
all kinds of other stuff.
Drunk driving.
Drunk
you feel me?
driving.
That's a big one, big money maker. You know what I'm saying? But the murder cases, bro, you got your certain lawyers for that. You know what I mean? And you know, shit, you give so-and-so, like in Indiana, it's David Hennessy. You feel me? You give David Hennessy 20,000, 30,000, your body is erased. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it can happen, you know what I mean? You can't just erase a body, but if it can happen, that motherfucker gonna make it happen in Indiana. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody getting tried. I mean, obviously there's different types of cases and stuff going on, and people get arrested for different things and persecuted for different things. But somebody just going through the motion of getting charged with some serious charges,
Right.
facing felonies, facing even 100 years. What do you tell any advice to somebody with those feelings and circumstances?
Shit, 99 out of 100, bro, you gonna come home. Period. You gonna come home one day. Especially if you 18 like I was, bro. Like I was ready to crash out. I ain't had no big homie to tell me. I'm glad, bro. I'm blessed that I made it to where I'm at because, shit, bro, I ain't had no family. I'm a foreigner. I'm an immigrant, bro. My mama got her green card, bro. I ain't got no motherfucking family. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I got my brothers and sisters, and that's it. You know what I mean? So, shit, whenever that shit happen, motherfucker ready to crash out, kill everybody, and shit, suicide by cop. You feel me? I ain't wrapped too tight already. You feel me? So, shit. But, you know, by the blessings of God, you feel me? I did my thing and that shit wasn't shit. You feel me? Was running the compound when I was in prison. Chopping motherfuckers, taking shit, you know what I'm saying? I ain't have to take shit, really. I was bossed up, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, shit, motherfuckers knew it was understood, you know what I mean? And I was plugged in, getting motherfuckers right on everything, so, shit. And I had a little hood fame from the rapping shit when I was in prison. So, shit, prison was a breeze.